So now I'm at Dakshina Chitra. It is a live museum of cross-cultural arts, architecture, craft and social way of living from the states of South India. That throughout my life I've had the privilege to stay in each of these states. So I'm very excited to learn more about the history.
Hello ma'am, Vanakkam. Welcome to Dakshin Chitra.
So can you tell me something about this place?
Ma'am, Dakshin Chitra is a living heritage museum that showcases the culture of the 5 South Indian states, and we have traditional house setups, so we have traditional household items, so we have crafts and we have artisans who are here to show the heritage and the cultural influences of each of these places, and they're all here at one place, and so we hope to give you a pleasurable experience through tradition and history and heritage.
Awesome, I'm excited to see it. Let's go.
Okay, so this is the Pongal that we had at Dakshin Chitra, because this is the Pongal season, and you can see all the representative samples of what Pongal means to us. So you can see the grains, you can see the Pongal overflowing from the pots, you can see the importance given to the bulls and all the other household items that form a part of Pongal.
Right, so I heard that Pongal is like you have a Mattu Pongal, then you have a Kanam Pongal, and then you also have Bogi Pongal. So I think Mattu Pongal is symbolized by...
Mattu Pongal is where we give importance to the bulls and the cows. And Kanam Pongal is where we all come together. So the main thing, the first day is called as Jeeta Pongal. So where we pray to the sun god and thank him for the harvest.
So Pongal is celebrated here, and if you want to visit, it's usually on the 14th of January, where you can come and visit, and you can see the culture and learn more about the festival and how it's celebrated.
So this is the Tamilnadu section, ma'am. So here we have representative houses belonging to separate, representative classes of Tamil Nadu. So here we have a Chettinad house. This is famous in Dakshin Chitra because it is close to accuracy, and we also have a lot of traditional Chettinad items which is not present in Chettinad homes themselves nowadays.
Oh.
So you can have a look at some of them now. So because Chettiars were a trading community, you have a lot of items in their households that is not indigenous to the land. For example, these wooden pillars, they are from Burma, they're Burma teak, and there's an interesting way how they reach the Chettiar households. The Burma teaks were printed with the names of the Chettiars who bought those teaks, and they were sent down the sea current or the river currents naturally. They were not transported by boats or by any other transportation.
My God, wow, that's amazing.
And inspired from the temples belonging to that area.
Okay.
The most famous part of the Chettinad household is the courtyard. And the place where this house was taken had 3 parallel courtyards, but we could bring back and rebuild just one of these. So just imagine the size of the household, the original household from where this was inspired.
So when we're talking about these pillars are brought from there through river currents.
Yes, ma'am.
How were these brought here?
Ma'am, we tried to bring down the houses. Okay. We bought the houses there. We tried to bring them down, and we reconstructed them here based on the original plan. So because we wanted to showcase as accurately as possible the cultures of the people we are representing, we try to rebuild and produce or present it to the viewers as closely as possible.
It's great. It's nice to be to preserve a whole heritage.
Yes, ma'am.
So these are some game boards, are they?
Yes, ma'am. These are some of the games traditional Tamil. So that's called Ardu Puli, where Ardu means tiger. I'm sorry, where Puli means tiger and Ardu means a goat.
Okay.
So it's a game where 2 players play, and one is the tiger and one is the goat. So they try to see who wins over the other.
Got it. So is it traditional, like you have these board games on the tables for visitors or friends?
Yes, you can also see these on temple floors and temple stones. Yeah, if you have a close look, you can have these. You can see this.
identify the objects, Chettinad objects, we probably name them, right?
Yes, we ask the visitors, we encourage them to name as much of them as possible.
So, and most of them are like these cooking utensils.
Yes, ma'am, those are cooking utensils. So there are Brahmin settlements around temples. They're called as Agraharas, and they have closely packed houses like this, like what we'll try to replicate. And you have these standard tinais. Tinais are basically those structures that you see before the house. It's a very common feature of every Tamil Nadu house you go to, traditional Tamil Nadu house you go to. And based on the economical capacity of the household, the tinais will be different. Like the Chettinad house will have a high raised platform, a wider one, and these tinais will be of different shapes in different houses. So this we have tried to replicate a Brahmin street, and now we'll be entering a Brahmin house.
So these are separate houses, they're just joined by these walls, right?
These look like prayer bells. Yes, ma'am. This is a puja exhibition. Try to incorporate as many religious objects we have in the museum into this gallery. So you'll find Hindu, Christian, as well as folk title related objects and religious. So this is one of the temple cars that we have within the campus. So you can see that it's a wooden one, but not all temple cars are made of wood, they're made of different materials. This is a small one which you can see.
And it's pulled by?
It's pulled by the people. Now let's look at the potter's house where we have all of the terracotta things happening, and terracotta things are very much part of traditional village people's lives. So let's see. So now we've come to the Karnataka section, and this is a Muslim house, and you can see the name of the house owner, K. Mohammed Ismail. He was a coffee trader and plantation owner, and so you can see influences of trade and also typical Muslim objects. So it's representative of the Muslim community of Karnataka. So this is a picture of the original house from its original place. So what we have done is, this is a replica of what you have. So yeah, so this is the original one. So we try to create it as much accurate as possible. We bring it down, we buy the house, we bring it down, and then we try to recreate it here again.
So you do bring pieces in from there and also recreate and mix them and
Okay, and that's how we do it.
beautiful.
Around the beginning of the common era, a greater understanding of the seasonal change in the direction of the monsoon winds led to a
or as a, as a headband or tied around the waist, akka or sash or whatever you want.
So this work is called Kalamkari.
Yes, ma'am. This is called Kalamkari. You have Kalamkari exhibition on Hindu motifs in the Chettinad House as well, but this is because it's about Islam, so we have Muslim influenced Kalamkari art here. So this house was funded by the US Consulate. So we are able to incorporate traditional books and paintings and miniature works into this. So the visitor who comes can just swipe.
Tamil government Punjabi,
It talks about
resulting in Arabic Swahili, Arabic Malayalam, Arabic Tamil, Punjabi. The
make these furniture a little bit.
Houses combined together. So you can see that they have a common gateway, and the gateway is, as you can see, has Islamic influences, probably because this region was ruled by the Bijapur kings at that period. But you can see Hindu worship practices done inside, so the families are all Hindu. So you can see this cross-cultural,
Amalgamation.
Yes. Because this is a weaver's house, they have a lot of open spaces, so they can, go forward with their weaving activities because they need space for dyeing, they need space for the looms and all of that activities. And because I said there are a set of 3 houses, so you have one here, and then you have 2 inside. So we'll just have a look at what these are, then we'll go to the other. Sure. So this house is trying to incorporate the Lambani tribes and their objects. If you just have a peek into that area, you will see Lambani tribes' traditional objects and kitchen. They have a neem tree, they have naga stones, they have a tulsi tree. So like I said, they were Hindu families, so they have household worshipping gods and goddesses.
This is the second hero's house.
Yes, it is a connection. So they do all these activities together here. This is the working space. So you have the various items used. You also have the dyeing vat. So that's the vat in which they dye cloths. We have the Buddha exhibit. Now Buddha is again a folk traditional art form practiced by people. So this is the art form of the Kannadas. So you have different, they wear elaborate headgears and masks and act like the spirits have, come. So they have this belief that the spirits are talking to them through this art form. It's a very spiritual one.
So this is a headgear, right?
Yes, so this is a whole thing that they wear. These are the different other headgears. So you can see that elaborate thing there. This is the entire setup. This is the famous Ilkat Saree of Karnataka. This is what this entire house complex is named after. And this is their traditional loom.
So
So now we are in the Andhra section, and now we have an Ikat weaver's house, the Chuttillu house. So we'll first move into the weaver's house and see what's there inside. So this is called the traditional pit loom. So now there are different types of looms, and we have now transitioned into the power looms. But this is what people have been using traditionally in weaving communities. Now this is a silk weaving loom. This is an exhibit where you have cherial paintings. Now cherial paintings are always done with natural dyes, and they also have a very distinctive style. So if you look at the structures of the painting figures that are painted here, they'll be different, and they always tell a story. Usually it's from the Mahabharata or the Ramayana. So this is the Chuttillu house. This is a representative sample of the coastal community houses of Andhra, and the shape of the roof has a very interesting story, and it is there for a utilitarian purpose. Because coastal Andhra is prone to cyclones, what happens is when cyclones hit, the roofs are overturned, and people or the inhabitants of the house can sit on the overturned roofs and can use it as a boat or as a medium of survival in waters or in, you know, in difficult disastrous times.
So Ilu means house and Chutti is round.
Yes.
Okay, so that's why it's a round house.
Round house, yeah. It's called Chuttillu.
Chuttillu.
Yes. So now we are into the Kerala section, ma'am. So we have the Syrian Christian house. They are a very heritage population of Kerala. Now we have a house representing their culture, and now we have the Kutadukulam house, and also we have houses of Nayars and Menons. So we have different groups of people represented here. So now let's move first into the Syrian Christian house.
So how many houses do you have totally for Kerala?
We have 4 houses, ma'am. One house is under construction, so hopefully we finish it off. Door entrances are all high, because even if the water comes in, it does not enter into the other rooms. And also, even if you have water animals like frogs or snakes, they can't cross the threshold and enter the house.
And this is the living area.
Yes, ma'am. This is after the British influence, because traditional houses do not have a living area, but this is after the British influence, where they had something called the dining room or the living room. This is the main attraction, because you have well that's attached to the house, and this is one of the important features, because you don't find it anywhere else. So the women of the kitchen can just draw water from the well directly inside the kitchen. They don't have to go outside to draw water at all.
It's beautiful. So this is a pulley, and that's the
Yes, ma'am. That's the pot. And this house has a standing and cooking setup, which we have nowadays. Traditionally, it usually used to be sitting and cooking. This is the Syrian Christian house, and because this is from Kerala, and Kerala is endowed with a lot of wood and wooden geography, so you have most of the part of the house built out of wood, and this also has a feature of directly having a granary inside, you know, as soon as you enter the house. So let's have a look at it.
Yeah, and you also have these thatched sloping roofs, because that's because of the rains. Like
Yes, ma'am, because of the geography of Kerala. Storage area. So that is the granary storage. So if you look at it from here, you can see inside. So this is actually just a part of the granary, and the other part is behind. So it's a bit closed. Now this is used for storing other objects, like coconut or pepper.
There's an underground storage as well?
Yes, ma'am.
In this house?
Like it's not open for visitors, but yes, the original house did have an underground storage. So this is another sample of the Kerala house, ma'am. This is called as the Kutadukulam house. So here you can see the influence of British sense of architecture, and this also has a upper story to it. So this inside this house we have the exhibit of usual Kerala objects and attire.
That's the traditional Kerala style.
Yes, this is typical of the Kerala mural style that you can find in Kerala today. Again, here we have stories of from Mahabharata, Ramayana, and all Vedic beliefs and rituals depicted in these mural paintings. Houses on either side of us are houses of the priestly classes and like people like the Nayars and the Menons. So you have a variety of architectural influences. Some houses will have cow sheds and some houses will have granaries. Some houses will have one-story buildings. So these are all representation of Kerala's varied architectural heritage.
So it says like it's a Calicut House, is it?
Yes, ma'am, because it's from Calicut.
Oh, this is like a veranda again.
Yes, ma'am, a veranda, and again you have the courtyard here.
And it was a glorious place to play in and grow up in as a child. Our entrance gates, the Paripura.
And this is just exhibits or it's
These are the objects used by the people of this house. So you can see the various equipments used to create those medicines. You can also see the different items used. We have also named them. So these are different spices, herbs and minerals used for Ayurvedic healing or treatment purposes.
And Kerala is known for that.
This is again a folk art exhibit.
The traditional text of the song is an elaboration of the activities and martyrdom of Saint Thomas in Kerala. Later, many other songs were added to the original text. Today, Margan Kali is also performed by women and often presented as a stage item and for competitions.
We are in front of another sample of a house, and this house is sourced from the Trivandrum area of Kerala. Now, in that house we saw the granary inside the house, whereas here it is outside. So it depends on where the house is located. So if the house is located near water bodies or beside backwaters, then they preferred granaries and storage areas to be inside the houses. But if they are located in a much drier region, then the granaries are outside.
Right, and also that was like a one-story house and this like just a single story. So you
Yes,
have this
ma'am.
horizontal expansion of the house.
True, true. The wooden architecture, this is not something which needs to be decorated because it could have been plain, but those people had a passion for wood carving and they wanted to incorporate as many decorative elements as possible. So those are the grooves.
So if you look at it from far, it also looks like these metallic screws.
Exactly,
that you have.
but they're actually
Wood.
yes. And this is very typical because we have banana plants to decorate our houses during festivities. So these pillars are shaped after them. And you have these grooves in wood because wood has this capacity to expand and contract depending on the temperature. So they didn't want wood to expand too much and then break or become brittle. So they had given this grooves so that wood can adjust according to the temperature.
Right. And also the doors wouldn't like
Yes, hinge and all. Yes. So you can see this is a very different storage space. It's shaped like the trunk of a tree, and this is meant to store coconuts, or it can be for any thing that can be stored outside. So it's very different and it's very unique.
And you also have like that opening there, so it's for
Yes,
the air
ma'am,
to
for
pass and-
ventilation. Yes.
So they also have these craft shops and with artists from all over the place in India, from Rajasthan and all of the south of India and even other states, where you can buy items and support the artisans and their livelihood. So that's all about Dakshin Chitra. I hope you found this video informative, and if you did, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Also, don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you get notifications for my new videos.